If you'd like to put together better outfits, then you need to stop following these fashion rules. Hi, I'm Leonie and welcome to my channel. Now, I'm sure most fashion rules started off with great intentions, but the reality is that not all fashion rules are actually helpful. So many fashion rules are actually confusing and they tend to just stifle your style. So today I thought I would share the fashion rules that I no longer follow and never will, and I'm picking that some of these will apply to you as well. And before we get into these rules, I'd just like to thank today's sponsor, June's Journey. June's Journey is a free, yes, absolutely free and captivating hidden object mystery game set in the 1920s with beautiful glamour scenes and a riveting story. The game is super relaxing and I love playing games on my phone to de-stress and relax. And I really like this one because it's mellow and it just helps me chill out. It's a mystery type game, so I'm pretty sure that's why I love it. And it kind of takes my mind off everything else going on in my life. I've been playing June's Journey for years because it's just simple to play. You're basically looking for hidden pictures, which are the clues which help you solve the overall crime. Playing the game is actually really relaxing and it's lightly challenging, so it's a great tool for self-care. It allows you to just take some time out, and if you're anything like me, a little bit of time out where you don't have to think about anything is a great thing. Part of the game is decorating an estate, which is also fun. I love to decorate and add a little bit of style, so definitely check out June's Journey, and I will leave a link in the description box below so you can download it. It is absolutely free, and trust me, if you need a little chill time or you like to de-stress from time to time, this is such a good way to do it. Now, the first rule that I gave up a long time ago, and that's what I'm calling the age rule. So I'm sure you've heard people say, or perhaps you've even said it yourself, that I'm too old to wear this, or those jeans are too young for me. Age rules are just incredibly limiting. And if you've found yourself falling into this trap, then maybe it's time to rethink. Clothes don't come with an age range, so think about it as dressing for your personality, and don't let society and societal norms dictate what you should and shouldn't wear based on your age. The next rule that I think we should all disregard is the I'm too blank to wear this. So filling in the blanks could be anything. I'm too fat to wear this, I'm too skinny to wear this, I'm too old, I'm not pretty enough to wear this, whatever it may be. It's time to stop that thinking. And this is what I tend to find when I style real women. There are so many limitations that we put on ourselves, whether it's size, shape, skin tone, whatever it may be. It's time to just stop and think about fashion as fun and think about what works for you and what makes you feel good. Let's just say no to those limiting thoughts and beliefs about fashion, and as I said, let's dress for our personalities. Another fashion rule that I think is outdated and one that is potentially really dangerous too, and that is the 1 year rule. Now, I know a lot of stylists talk about if you haven't worn a piece of clothing for a year and it's sitting there in your wardrobe, it's time to give it away or sell it, donate it, whatever. I don't actually agree with that rule. I think we are all looking at our wardrobes as more sustainable and more long lasting, and that means getting rid of something that you haven't worn in a year is just not relevant anymore. I think it's too quick, it's too soon to make a decision on whether something is right for you or not. And let's face it, our tastes change, and next year, the year after, we may absolutely love that piece and reincorporate it into our wardrobe. So if you have space, all I'm saying is don't be so quick to disregard items if you haven't worn them for a year, 2, 3. I talked in a recent video about the rule of thirds, and it's probably just not the right name for this, but I do think it's important that when we're looking at creating balance in our outfits, and that's what the rule of thirds is all about, it's about creating a nice balance in an outfit. These rules are guides only, and I think it's really important that we don't think of these figure styling tips slash rules as absolute. They are guides only. It works a lot of the time, but not all of the time. Sometimes when I break the rules, like anything in life, something beautiful happens. So when there are some styling rules as such, what I do suggest is following them to a point, but not taking them absolutely as gospel. Now, my next rule to be broken is basically any rule. Now, there are so many fashion rules and so many YouTubers that talk about rules. I do myself sometimes, but rules, in my opinion, are made to be broken. And it's worth remembering that you don't have to be elected, hired, certified to create these fashion rules. These fashion rules that most of us have heard about have only been created by stylists and individuals' experiences. There is no science to it. So don't be scared to break the rules. To break out, have more fun, experiment some more, and not be so railroaded by these strict rules that really do just stifle creativity. Now, this one is a rule that I just keep hearing all the time, and I think it's absolutely irrelevant, and that is to not mix your metals. So no mixing gold and silver jewelry, and in my opinion, mixing metals is actually fun, it's freeing, and it looks great. Metallics are a really hot trend for 2023, so don't worry if you're pairing your golds and silvers together, because it is a good look. At the end of the day, if you like it, then it's right for you. Another rule that I have tended to follow a little bit, but I'm completely breaking away from now, is matching my shoes, belt, and handbag. I think it's so freeing just to not subscribe to this rule. I get where it came from. I'm probably a little old-fashioned and I've hung on to this one a little bit longer than I should have to achieve sort of more classic, timeless styling. This does help to create a cohesive outfit, but in my opinion, it is more freeing to disregard that pressure of having everything matching, just to sort of throw something out there that adds a little bit of interest, makes for a more modern, fun outfit. Now, this next one is probably more of an observation than a rule as such, but I think it's really important that we stop comparing ourselves to others. Now, it's one thing to look at what someone is wearing and get some inspiration from their outfit. It's another when it gets to the point where you actually don't feel good about yourself. And I see this happening more and more, with a lot of us spending a lot of time scrolling Instagram, social media, we're online, we're bombarded by beautiful, often unattainable images. So I think it's really key just to always have in our minds the importance that we should not be comparing ourselves to that little snapshot of someone's so-called perfect life. We all know that behind that thin veil is usually not a perfect life, and there's normality there that we don't see. So comparison is the thief of joy, and it's really important to remember that and not get swept away in it, and to the point that it makes us feel bad about ourselves. I also think it's important to remember that one size doesn't fit all. So these sweeping general rules of what you can and can't do are never going to work for everyone. We know that in every other aspect of our lives, that one size or one rule or one idea does not work for everyone. So why would fashion rules be any different? So look at fashion rules and take them with a grain of salt, because you know that they are not made, or they're not meant for everyone. So be really careful with the fashion rules that you adhere to. And what I have found is some of these rules have been a seed that has been planted in our minds years ago by someone that really probably had no better idea than we did, but that seed has germinated into a bit of a roadblock. So just be really aware of some of those messages that you have in your mind when you're putting together outfits. They've probably come from a good place initially, so they're not grounded in any real solid knowledge. Just think about it. If you have some of those little voices running through your mind when you are getting dressed, put them aside and see what outfits you can create without being limited by someone else's opinion. Now, the last and possibly the most important rule of all is letting go of our preconceived ideas of gender dressing. Now, hear me out for a minute. The world's approach to gender is shifting, and I think that is a good thing. But it seems as though the fashion world is really slow to catch up. I, for one, have been a huge fan of shopping in the men's section. I'm loving the fact that I'm seeing male celebrities wearing pearls and pearl earrings and skirts. And I know that this look is not for everyone, but I just think that for me personally, personally, it's really important to let go of those gender stereotypes, especially when it comes to fashion. This rule is really important to me because it's founded in judgment of others, and this idea that we all have to conform. And conforming is the epitome of stifling creativity and stifling fashion. So I suppose this video is all about encouraging you to either give up any rules that you've been following or just challenge them. Ask yourself whether it's really a fashion rule that's worth following, or if you could kind of just get rid of it. Perhaps it's freeing and gives you an opportunity to create some beautiful outfits that you personally love and feel good in. And if you'd like to have more fun with the clothes that you already own, then click or tap on the screen here to find out some very simple styling tips to elevate your everyday looks.